like super awesome at Instagram. So this is probably all like no new news.
You know what? Everyone is always asking me about Instagram, and sometimes I feel like you never say it the way you know it. So sometimes it's good to hear someone else's perspective because it's just something that I might not say that same way. So I'm excited about this.
Absolutely. So the first thing I think I had is obviously to make sure. Somebody said they don't. Did somebody even say last week they don't even have an Instagram, or they have one they don't use it, and stuff like that? So when I first start my new coaches out, I always suggest getting it. For the freaking awesome filters, which is really funny because one of my new coaches the other day like literally made a post about how she needs to like learn how to take all these coach-like photos, and I was like, dude, it's filters. Like, you will learn how to selfie perfectly, and you'll get it down to like 15 shots instead of 150 before you finally get one good one. So anyway, along with that, I mean, so like first of all, I always tell them, I'm like, you need Instagram. Plus, the way social media changes all the time now, and like Facebook is totally sort of flagging my team's like call to action posts lately. I don't know if you guys have the same thing. Like, I don't get my call to action posts are not getting as many views and things like that as they have been. So what I'm trying to concentrate on is trying to just expand my network elsewhere. Like I said last week, I realized like here I am, like I'm stagnant and I'm not going anywhere, and it's because I literally stopped like doing what I was doing. So anyway, so you get on Instagram. One of the biggest things that I started to use when we first started doing this like a little over a month ago was Crowdfire. It's a red app. I'll show it to you guys. But I did check. I just got an iPhone, so bear with me because I had a Galaxy for a couple of years, so I went back to iPhone, and I'm loving it so far. But to find it in my tile here. Oh my gosh, can you guys see? It's this little, it's glaring on mine. The little red guy right here, that's what it looks like. So that's Crowdfire. You definitely want that app. What this does for you guys is it makes it super easy for you to go in and see who doesn't follow you that you follow, so that you can go in and unfollow them if they're people that you don't know and you're not interested in following them back. You know, it's kind of like because one of the most important things you need to know is people think you're way more reputable if you have more followers than people that you follow, if that makes sense. So I know my numbers are off right now because I used the Crowdfire app when it was really cool for 2 weeks that I got to use it for after I found out about it. You could literally go in, type in a hashtag of something you wanted to look up, and it would bring up those users for you. So I would go in. I'm a twin mom, so that's another really important thing. You want to make sure you're looking for people who are in your niche. So I'll get back to that later, but you will go. It used to be able to go in and like add, and you just press add, and you could do 60 of them an hour. So here I was like adding a ton of people for like 2 weeks. And so right now I have to go back through and like unfollow people who unfollow me. Now Crowdfire kind of changed it a little bit. So they got rid of that feature, which really sucks because it was like $3 a month. And I was like, this is freaking amazing. You can add all these people to your network for $3 freaking a month. They got rid of that. They totally revamped their system. It's now like $300. They have 2 packages. It's like $300 a year or it's $1,500 a year. I'm trying to decide like I just restarted using like Instagress. So I'm trying to decide if I like can use Instagress to its fullest capabilities or if it's worth it to pay them $300 to kind of get more access to, more followers.
What would you get for all of that? Can you break it down?
You get, let me see if I can pull it up. This really sucks because I like screenshotted so many things and sent them to myself and inserted them in the PowerPoint, so it was so much easier to like just literally show you guys. It's one of those hard things to talk about without showing you.
Because I have an app that I use that I paid like maybe $2.99 for. I've been using it forever.
What is it?
It's called Followers.
Yeah, okay. I have that one on here next to that.
Is
Followers
it similar to that, or is there a lot more?
It now I haven't started using their new one yet because I have not manned up and paid like $300 for it. Because I'm like trying to decide.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, well, with Instagress, and then when I got back on the iPhone, they have that Followers app. So I just re-downloaded it last week when I got.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay. Yeah. So you use that and you have good.
Yeah, you know what? You're just reminding me. I haven't done it in forever, and I haven't been deleting people that delete me in a long time.
So you can do it on there. Okay.
Yeah. So it shows you who's following you, and when they unfollow you, if you follow them. If you do, like I just unfollowed 15 people because of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
What does the app look like? Just called Followers for Instagram?
It's the middle one right here.
It's like 3 little people and a plus sign.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and now I know my Galaxy didn't have that, so it might be just like an iPhone thing, or maybe I just didn't know about it because I had my Galaxy forever and I never.
It also shows you your new followers.
Yeah, it's an Apple app. It's an Apple app, so.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
People are blocking me. Like, who's blocking me, dude?
Yeah, you got blacklisted. So, the biggest thing to remember, or just basically, I guess my suggestion is make sure you have an app like that because there's a bunch out there apparently that you can use that shows you who follows you, who unfollows you, and then so say what I have to do now is go in manually back into Instagram. I go to the search bar. I go for the hashtag instead of like the people. I'm sorry, I got my twins right here. Mommy's on the phone. Look. Say hi. And then I type in something that has to do with me and my niche. And so it's like, anything though, because I'm finding a lot of the people that I'm connecting with have hashtagged like transformation. And it's awesome because then you get to talk to people who are like just starting out. And there's a ton of girls who aren't, I don't know what you want to say, like aren't like secure enough, and I mean I would be the same way, but like to start like sharing that stuff on Facebook, but they're sharing their weight loss journey through a completely separate Instagram profile. Oh my gosh. So they basically I've been connecting with a couple of those kinds of people and talking to them about how like coaching helps and blah blah blah, and I'm like, it's easy to start conversations with people like that because they're already starting with their fitness and blah blah blah. You guys already know how to start conversations and stuff like that, so I don't really have to share that. But so basically I'm kind of picky now. When I used Crowdfire before and I could just add people like right straight down in a row, I wasn't too picky. But now I'm a little bit more picky, and it's probably not good because I waste a lot of time probably like pulling up people's profiles and going through their photos and like, oh yeah, I totally could connect with this person instead of just adding them. So that's probably your personal preference if you have time and you want to add people who you can connect with, or whether or not you want to just quickly follow people, and if they follow you back, great. If they don't, then later, like 2 days later, you can go in and unfollow them. So then what I do is I try to connect with them by like liking and commenting on pictures. And, hey, Mommy can't come with you right now. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. I will go and I'll like and comment on photos and things like that. And every now and then I'll just be like, I'll send them a message and be like, oh my gosh, I love your page, this and that. And I'd love to connect with you more, but I'm not on here much. Do you mind friend requesting me on Facebook? And that works. Like people with a Facebook then, I've gotten a lot of new Facebook friends who I'm also following on Instagram. And they'll be more apt to, I just tell them the link is in my profile. So it's another thing. If you have an Instagram and you don't have your link to your Facebook in your profile, you want to make sure you add that. And then make your like little header thing pretty catchy and cool and totally you. Like make it you. So, and I did like a little bit of research about that, plus like anything Shalene Johnson, like obviously listen to, pertaining to Instagram. Janelle Summers, her sister, has a lot of good Instagram stuff as well. So basically, anyway, back to like Crowdfire and stuff like that. Use that, go back in like 2 days later, unfollow people who don't follow you back, and then you just keep the rotation going. Now with like Teamsy and stuff like that, you can add the Instagram contacts in there. Go ahead. You can still add them in there. You just have to make sure that you notate it's like an Instagram friend if they're not gonna follow you on Facebook and stuff like that. So that you can still remember to go in and like, I mean, I have it to so many people. When I open up my like Instagram feed, it's like you could scroll for days. And so I kind of like to write down those people that I pinpoint when I friend request them. That like, okay, this person like seems like, you know, legit. Like, thank God they're not an It Works person, because like 5 million of them are. And you know, I think we had that talk last week. But you want to make sure that you're, you know, friend requesting the right people. Like I said last week, I don't think everybody that's on tonight was on last week, but even if they are into like another MLM, sometimes I will, because I have a girl who's interested in coaching, who is an It Works distributor, because she, you know, she's kind of like me, where I used to be one, and I didn't like the way we had to post, and you know, and you don't have to post, but back then, like they told you could only post whatever was approved by them. So you could only post like specific things, and you could only word it a specific way. So I was just like, listen, like basically we share our life and like our lifestyle. We throw it all out there, and that's how we do it. And she's way more interested. So it's not a bad idea. If you can tell somebody's not like an uber successful, hey, come here. I'm so sorry. If you can tell somebody's not an uber successful Instagram distributor. Oh my God. And It Works distributor. Come here. Then
I'm just laughing because this is my life. Like right here.
Right?
This is my normal. This is so quiet, and you're. You know,
What are you mad at? Your sissy took your toothpaste from you. Oh my gosh. Like, anyway, nicely. What do you need? Go get it. You want mommy's hat? No. Oh my God, I think it's bedtime.
What's her name?
This is Isley.
Isley.
Listen.
Hey, what are you doing? Hi. What are you crying about? I got the protein.
Like, they're so cute when they're not your own kid, right? Like, I just want to scoop her up and like take her. But if it was my kid,
PowerPoint killer right here.
They're also really cute when they don't have a penis, because I have so many of those in my house.
I have none. So my nephew, when I babysit him, I'm like, how do I wipe around that? Like, how do I clean it? Because I have no idea. Anyway, hey, baby. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see what the heck she wants.
You know what? While she's doing that, I'll help you guys, because I'm really good at Instagram, and I don't want to take over her call, but I feel bad right now. What she was saying basically about the bio, number one, I learned that, like, I used to do mine super organized and awesome, and then I was like, that's so boring. Like, if someone comes to my page, they don't really see me. So I changed it to just be like mom, like emojis, you know, and then I put my link only as my Facebook, like you said, because when you direct the conversation to Facebook, any which way, whether you're talking to someone and say, hey, my link's in my bio, would you mind adding me? Because I talk better and faster there. I'm more attentive. Or two, every time I do Instagram, like I told you guys, I'm always directing to somewhere else. Like, I barely ever just post on Instagram anymore without directing. So I'm either directing to my Facebook, which the easiest way is to link in the bio. Say, oh, click the link in my bio for the rest of this video, because it's only a tidbit of what I'm doing. Or I'll do a Snapchat that I had, like today I spilled milk, and I wrote like the saying don't cry over spilled milk thing, but then I said like Snapchat me at my name on Instagram. I put it there because I knew then if they had Instagram and Snapchat, they were going to go follow me where I do most of my business, because Instagram is not most of my business. It's just more of my direct to where I do my business. So
right.
I think that's what you were kind of trying to say, right?
Oh yeah, no, totally. Just please talk, because I know you like have a lot of experience with this, but totally. What I'm finding is that through Instagram, I'm bringing people over to Facebook that are more, and you know, I don't want to use the word quality, but more of like your people. Like that's your person, like those kinds of people, which is a lot harder to find with Facebook, I'm finding, just because like you can type in a hashtag and be like, oh, that chick's got tattoos, so do I. Like, love her. She's a mom. She's pink hair, like freaking awesome. You know, like totally my jam. And so you can really find those people that you can connect with. And that's why I think it's so important to kind of just delve into those things.
But
now,
how do you like reach out to them though? Like, so you find them.
You find them?
Send them what message? Like, I've sent messages and no one responds to me. They must think I'm a creeper. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Well, this is the thing. Like, when I first started doing this, it was funny. When I first started adding these people on Crowdfire, I got messages before I could even send any out. And they were from all these vultures that were like, here's all of our, these are our promos right now. Which one's for you? And I was like, hello, how are you? Like, what's your name? Like, I don't even know you. You obviously didn't actually look at my profile, because you would probably see that I'm not interested in your product, because I am, you know, I have my own MLM and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so what you do is create the same way you do with Facebook. You create a relationship with the person. There's this hilarious mom. I'll just use her as an example. Now, in my opinion, she posts way too much about drinking, but because like it's all the time and it's every day, and like it's, but she's hilarious about it. So like I've kind of created like a little bit of a, and she works out too, and she's really funny. And I'm like, to each their own, man, you know? But anyway, so I kind of created a relationship with her over the course of a couple of weeks. It's not like that day I'm like up their butt kind of thing. But I will like go back and look at her pictures and comment on like one of them, but I'll like a couple of them, because we kind of do it to each other too. So it's kind of like, I just find Instagram easier, because you can like, you're directly seeing what they're throwing out there, and you don't have to read into anything because they're throwing it out there.
I mean, I'm sold on Instagram. I just can't penetrate it.
Well, the message that I send.
Not in that way.
Oh my God. The message that I send is like really general. I had it in my PowerPoint. But basically I'm just like, hey girl, you know, I really love your profile. It depends. If they're a mom, I have like a specific one that I'll send to them, because I'm like, you know, your life, you know, parallels mine, or, you know, I think we could have a lot in common, and blah, blah, blah. And then I'll like, if they respond to that, obviously, then we can start talking. And it's never about business. It's about fun. It's about kids. You know, you kind of want to like touch base on all those things, like the normal conversation you'd have with the mom at the pool kind of thing. You know, like, hey, oh my God, that bathing suit is so cute. Where'd you get it for her? That kind of thing. On pictures and things like that. So then, you know, you start that conversation with them in a totally different manner. It's not like I feel like it's so much easier than on Instagram to kind of just like go into it though, because they don't even have to read your posts. They can look at your pictures and find out what you do, you know? Like obviously this chick is like smiling with her Shakeology bottle, so like you know what she's into, and you're still liking her pictures and this and that. So it's kind of like you just throw it right out there. With Facebook it's different, because they have to like open up your profile and look at you and maybe scroll down through 10,000 things instead. And with Instagram it pops up and you immediately view, I mean, I don't know, probably like 9 pictures are in your view screen, depending on what, you know, what phone you have. If you have the massive one like my husband does, then so you can see 6 pictures like right away. So you're like, oh, cool. You know, and that thing too, there's like, I don't know, I don't really creep a lot of people's Instagrams because I don't have like a ton of time, like coach-wise. But there are people who say that making your Instagram like uniform helps you get followers. So if you go to some people's pages, they'll use, I tend to use the same type of filter on my pictures so that they all kind of like resemble one another. And then every quote that I do is in like that pink hue. But there's people who like literally every other picture or down the middle column will all be like a quote. So when you open it up,
it was really hard to like stick to it though.
Yeah,
I did that one.
I did a really good job. It was food, quotes, and then a workout video, and I did it for like a month. And
mine is every other a quote.
Yeah,
I've been doing it for so long that it doesn't.
It wasn't real though. It's not real because like you're like living by what you want, what you think you have to post to like fit the quota.
It's not. For me, I am a motivational like junkie.
Yeah, and it was really hard for me, like not to post my kids or something.
It looks like every other's like a.
Yeah, see, that's cool.
That looks good.
Yeah.
You don't follow me, by the way, Larissa. I just saw you.
Oh my God.
I'm not following
out.
You're on my app as under not following me. Thank you very much.
Another thing another thing I had in mind was that it's important to also think about those of us with kids. My kids are on my Instagram that I use for my business too. So sometimes it's like hard, like going back to like the making sure pictures or whatever and this and that. Like I don't worry about that because I don't have time for that. Like I don't when I'm like, oh my gosh, my kids are doing something hilarious and I have to take a video of this and like post it. I just do it. So, but I freaking envy anybody who can make theirs look pretty like that. It's so cool. But, anyway, so if you don't have an Instagram, you want to make sure you think about whether or not you're going to be willing to push your kids on your business one, because a lot of people are going to get views on that. The one last like super important thing I wanted to tell you guys is like, always, always, always do your 30 hashtags on every post. So I have like my note section in my phone with like different hashtags saved. So I go in and I copy whatever I'm doing and paste it. They're super duper important, and I get way more views now than I ever did. I've been doing that for, I don't know, just a couple of weeks. I'm so new to this. I apologize. It's not like I've been doing it for like a year where I'm like super concentrating on my IG stuff. But you just want to make sure like you're using their hashtags because those people are looking for you too. So whether or not it's a person in the middle of their transformation who doesn't have a coach, who needs a coach, who doesn't have guidance, who wants guidance, you just want to make sure you're throwing yourself out there so that they can find you as well. So other than that, I'm trying to think like what other extras I had on my 30. I'm not good at this stuff.
Can I ask one question? Like how, I think, because I just started, after we started chatting with it last week, I started messaging people more and I'm getting responses back. But the problem is like, so I'm going back and forth chatting, like, complimenting them or asking them a question. How are you getting them to go over to Facebook? That's the problem where I'm just like, I don't know.
Oh, I just tell them if they want to connect. No, not everybody does it, and that's fine. I still make sure that I go in and I like their photos and comment on some stuff. And I still make sure that I post like my call to action posts kind of stuff on Instagram too. Because then if they're commenting on that, like, hey, like tell me more about this coach sneak peek or this group, that stuff is on Facebook. So you're going to have to get your butt over there, that kind of thing. But no, not everybody.
I don't want to interrupt, but I feel like the people that say yeah to you are the people you want to continue to talk to.
Yes, exactly.
In my opinion, anyone that doesn't even have a Facebook, like I've had that happen where people joined and don't have Facebook and they fall off so fast because they're just they're not in social media, whether it be a coach or a client, because it's really hard to keep them accountable. I have them like sign up and like we'll get 2 or 3 good months out of it and then like they're falling off. And number 2, if they're not willing to go to that next step, then they're not really willing to commit somewhere. But it doesn't mean to count them out. Like I make like an Instagram file that's like, these are the people I've spoken to at some point, but never followed me over. And then like, that's when I'm super organized. Don't get me wrong. I'm not always that organized, but in the perfect world, it'd be like the Instagram people that move to Facebook and what their actual name is, because that's the worst thing for me. And I can't remember who's who. Like I'm always looking at their Facebook to their Instagram to figure out who they are. And then the second thing is if they didn't follow me over to Facebook, so I know that like somewhere we did connect, but what I do with that is I usually delete our conversation on Instagram if they followed me to Facebook, and I don't delete it if they didn't. That way somewhere along the line, back to my Instagram and go through all of the messages that I've ever had with someone, see if they're still following me, if I'm still following them, what they're up to, what I'm up to with them. And then like I'll reconnect with them somewhere and be like, hey, how did your pregnancy go? Or hey, how's your this going? Or how was your daughter's birthday? Like something we might have talked about or I saw on their page. The other day, someone got married and I went through my messages and I saw that she just got married and I forgot that we had this conversation. And now here her wedding was. And I was like, oh my God, you look so beautiful. How was it? She went like all out. We added each other on Facebook after that because here I was like remembering when I didn't really remember, but I did, that she was getting married and she was all like, oh my God, let's be friends, because now it's like a connection, not just like I'm a creepy Instagram person that's stalking you. Same thing with like, some people have, like you said, coaches or sisters. This girl's sister just added herself as a coach, but I saw her on the Beachbody On Demand sponsored thing on Instagram asking questions about it. So I messaged her and totally like just trying to help because I figured she already had a coach if she had it. But I was like, listen, I see you asking the question. I'm just going to give you an answer. I'm not being weird, blah, blah. And then we started chatting and I'm like, do you actually have a coach? And she was like, well, my sister just joined, but she's not really into the business yet. So I'm confused. So like what happens now if this girl decides her sister's not doing it? Now me and her have had a conversation. You know what I mean? So if I go back and check her profile and don't see any like progression on Beachbody, I might say like, how did your on demand go? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's just my little tidbit right there.
Yeah. You just brought up a really pivotal thing actually that I had also. So another way to find people is to go to an Instagram of something that you love. I don't even know. So whatever TV show you're into, think of an actor, think of like things like that, or stuff that you're into, which is like baby wearing or breastfeeding or this or that. So say you go to like one of those big profiles with tons and tons of people that are following it. What you want to do is find something that speaks to you in that profile, click on that picture, and then see who's commenting, because you know those are going to be people that are like on Instagram who, you know, want info or are super active and interactive, which is the kind of people we want because we're the same way. So that's also how I add people, is I will totally creep on somebody's profile.
I do it all the time, so I'm laughing at you because
like Ashley Horner, I'm in love with her. Like if I went that way, I'd just look her up. Ashley Horner. She's like a fitness model chick. But she's like a total badass one. Like she's not your like pretty girl. Like she's a badass. But anyway, and she does really cool stuff for like the community. Anyway, obviously I have a girl crush.
I see her.
She's so cool. Yeah. Anyway, so like I'll go to her this is like literally what I did the other day. I went to her profile. I was like, oh my God, you know, whatever. She's great. I always like her stuff, but I don't ever comment because it's like not my, you know, I don't need to comment. But other people who like want help and like are super into fitness and into being motivated by people like her, people like us, will comment, and you can freaking start following those people. They might follow you back. So that's it's probably my new favorite way, honestly, of getting
actually followed. It's not a secret. I tell everyone that's my number one thing that I do, because all of my girls ask me like, where do you find these people? And I said, I kind of just stalk them from comments of things that I like that like are on my, that's why it's important to like, if you go through my followers, like who I follow, most of them are like famous people or shows like you said, or people, or even the transformation pages and stuff like that. So like one time I found someone off a transformation page. I fell in love with her. I don't know if I ever told you this story, but I didn't direct my conversation to Beachbody completely because I was like weaning onto it. And my coach on my team did, and signed her a day later. And all of a sudden I see this girl being announced as a new coach in our group. And I'm like, I texted her. I'm like, how do you know her? Do you know her? Because I thought it was a weird coincidence that we knew the same person she knew. She saw the same transformation picture, the same comment, and added the same person because she took what I taught her and did it. And I'm like, dude, you just stole the girl I wanted. I was like, I'm so proud of you. And now she's diamond.
At least she's on it. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And I texted the other girl, and I'm like, this is so weird. And she's like, thank you for encouraging me to become a Beachbody coach. And I'm like, shut up. Like it's okay because it helps someone else become diamond on my team, and I'm happy for her. But I was like, damn, I'm teaching them too much now because now they're taking all my people. was just
awesome.
so crazy. And I said, did you know her? And she goes, I saw her comment on this picture on this page. And I said, that's exactly where I found her. I said, Jenny, you are a mini me. We are going places. Let's do it. And she became diamond like a week later. No joke.
Oh my God.
gosh.
That girl made her diamond because she became emerald.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We need to talk about this like every single week. I swear to God, I love hearing this.
Dude, you know what I want to hear about, Lacey and all you guys? Like, so my husband won't let me get Snapchat.
Oh, you need Snapchat. Stop it.
But
I have it, but I haven't done
my
it.
thing is like, but I see the same thing on, let's just say, like I follow Lindsay Westbrook and people like that. Like, it's the same. They're also posting it on Facebook.
Listen,
And
the whole thing is
just
about
like-
super accountability. That's where you have to take Snapchat. Like, it's fun sometimes, and we joke, and then there's nights where you go out like me on Friday night and do things you probably shouldn't have.
do people see a different side of you?
I think
Is that what it's about?
it's so much more real because, like, how much can you see my dinner, breakfast, and lunch every day, right? How much can you see my pre-workout pictures and all that? So I'm not completely, like, I shared my pre-workout video today from Snapchat because I haven't done one in a long time.
Yeah.
But, like, normally I'm not going to say, I'm drinking my pre-workout again, guys. I'm doing that within my group, but I'm not doing it in person. So, like, if there's 40 people that follow me that are from my Facebook or Instagram that want to know more about what I'm doing, they're seeing everything. They see me wake up. They see me even just be a mom, like feed my kids, get them to school, then work out, and I'm showing them. Like, we did a call with Janelle Summers yesterday, and I Snapchat like a few minutes of it. Like, it was like her talking about being an actual health fitness coach and not like trying to sell something. And I Snapchatted that little bit because now if someone hears that, they're going to be like, wow, it isn't just like an MLM, you know, like they really do care. Like, you know, so there are certain things you can't always share because then you'd be oversharing on your page. So like you can literally overshare the crap out of your life because someone decided to follow that. You know what I mean?
So here's another question with the Snapchat. So then do you Snapchat and then people then follow you from there to Facebook? Or no?
It's a little bit more complicated with Snapchat because it has to be someone that knows your username, is in your phone book or on like one of your social medias, and they can either decide to add you or you can add them and then they see you. Like I said, I have random people that I don't know who they are because they're probably from Instagram, and I add my name there all the time. And then sometimes I will add someone back just to see, and I'll see, oh, they are on Instagram because I've seen them like my stuff or whatever.
Okay.
And then there are people, now they've changed it. So there is a lot more ways to like find people that have it. But you have to physically add someone. Like, it's not like Instagram where you can like hashtag someone and find them. You know, it's nothing like that. It's more personal, which I love because people are deciding to be part of your life. Like, they're saying, I want to see all your crap. Like, I know you're going to annoy the crap out of me, but I'm going to watch you. So let's do it, you know? And
Okay, so you're
answer
getting
back and forth. So
yeah.
I put all of my coaches and my clients there because I see their accountability when I'm not seeing anything else. I'll Snapchat when I'm bored and just look at people's videos, or I'll just like let it play and hear what's going on in my kitchen while I'm like cleaning my dishes. So I'm literally going through like all accountability as I'm doing my dishes.
Okay.
And I see what my coaches and what my clients are doing without like just spending hours going through my Facebook or Instagram.
Okay. I think we're at less than a minute.
You recorded this one too, because I missed the beginning, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I totally did.
Good. Okay, good.
So you guys, we don't have anyone presenting next week. Who wants to present? And should we do it on Snapchat thing? Like,
I was just going to say Snapchat.
Yeah, more.
All right, I'll do Snapchat.
you want to do Snapchat, Angela?
I keep talking about it, so I might as well put something together. It might help my team as well. Everyone wants to know.
Yes. Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
funny, did you guys see my Facebook post yesterday with my time hop where I told you guys how I've been Snapchatting forever, but it was so not cool? Now it was from 2012. I was like, everyone add this new cool app on your phone, and no one did it. And I was like, such a loser. And there were crickets, and now it's like so cool. So I'm like probably the most first Snapchatter in the whole world. So
Well, good. You can teach us all.
That's awesome.
I already gave you lots of.
Really quick, I know Lacey, you're gonna want to end, but Jeff Hill's thing yesterday, probably the best thing I've ever watched in my life.
Oh, I got to watch that.
It was so
Oh my God.
good.
Life changing.
It's
Not
so
even-
good.
Amazing.
Wow.
We're doing a call on it at 8:30 tonight.
Right on. He's so awesome, you guys. He's so awesome. Watch that if you haven't. It was an amazing training.
Okay.
So yes. Okay. Guys, awesome discussion. Thank you tons for being on.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you,
Snapchat.
Angela.
Thanks,
This is the first time we've ever actually said bye.
I know.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.